most of you, but just in case, I'll do the normal patter. Who here knows what a visual novel is? Excellent.
No, could you explain it?
As it turns out, I think this is the first time 100% of the audience has raised their hand. So either you all came prepared or some of you are lying. But I'm going to go with you all came prepared. All right, so it is the Let's Make a Visual Novel panel where we make a visual novel during the panel based on audience suggestions because, hey, I like to make bad choices in my life.
Oh, I mean, just look at fan fiction.
What if we actually came up with an amazing...
If we come up with a really good game, we should. We'll come up with the best game we can so that everyone who didn't make it to this panel will be really upset that they didn't come here. You get paid, let's give you, I'll be generous. How many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10%. You get 10% of all the earnings of this game. How's that?
All exposure.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool. All right, let's make a new game then. Create new project. All right. Let's say I'm interested in some sort of a job. What's a career path that your parents really wanted you to follow, but you didn't?
Lawyer.
Lawyer! Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And let's go with a career path that you think you would probably die at an early age doing.
Septic engineer.
Construction work.
Rocksmith.
Lawyer ninja. There it is. All right. So we're going to make a game about a lawyer ninja. We'll call it Ninja Lawyer.
Would it be better if we go with Enjoyer?
Ninjoy. All right. That's good. That's good. All right. All right. Making new game. All right. So let's talk a little bit about our ninja lawyer. What does our ninja lawyer want more than anything else in life?
Justice.
Justice. All right. Justice for
His fallen pet gopher.
a fallen pet gopher. Man, we are making it happen. And let's name our ninja lawyer real quick. Let's open up the code here.
Phoenix, right?
I think we're gonna get in trouble for that
Actually,
one.
how about this? Phoenix Slice.
Phoenix Slice. There we go. Phoenix Slice, the ninja lawyer. Perfect. I'm into that. We'll call him PS. Why not?
They can leave letters saying like PS.
I misspelled that horribly, but you know what? We're keeping it. Pajonix Slice. His name is now Pajonix. We're doing it. All right. So let's write a little bit about Pajonix.
He's from the future.
Pajonix is from the future. I am from
He already
the
knows the outcome of the case.
future. Ah, but the future can be changed. Wait, sorry, endgame spoilers. Anyway.
Wow.
So Pajonix here, he wants revenge on whom? Who hurt his pet gopher?
Dr. Wiley.
I really don't think we can use that name either.
Right.
All right.
Mr. Anderson.
Don't know if we can do that. Let's do from this side of the audience. Are we feeling?
Airy, if you remember.
Airy. I do remember Airy. Oh my god, this is a sequel? All right, this is a sequel. So we're going to include Airy the Mortician Chef from 2 years ago, in case anyone remembers that, and add Airy to the story. Wow, guys, this is wild.
I tried to look up Airy, like, you said there was like Airy fan art, like.
There is Airy fan
I
art.
can't find them.
Airy the Mortician Chef versus Pajonix Slice. This is one for the books.
That happened in 2 years.
And much like Marvel, apparently you do have to watch the other movies before you can understand this one.
Yeah.
So, Pajonix is from the future, and Airy is from
The past.
the past. Aren't we all, though? If you really think about it.
We are the past. We are the past. And now we're in the future. And now the past.
All right, so now that Pajonix has run into his mortal enemy, Airy the Mortician Chef, what does he say to him?
Can I get a boneless pizza?
He's obviously got to sue him.
Yes, there it is. There it is. All right, so Pajonix, I am going to sue you back into the past.
Or I'm going to sue you to death.
To death? Well, you know, ninjas can't be that overt about it. They're secret. Shinobi. And Airy responds with, Airy the Mortician Chef says,
Oh no.
I'm gonna.
Oh, no.
we've got continuity.
Emotion.
I'll take it.
Oh, no.
All right, so
What's a reference to what happened?
if we play the game right now, let's see what this looks like. Let's launch our project. Ninja Lawyer. Pajonix is from the future. areas from the past? Is it going to be some suing? Oh no, the end. All right, so we've got some conflict, but so far, not a lot going on. So what could Pajonics do to, what's his next step in the suing process?
I need a lawyer.
Paperwork.
He is a lawyer. Okay. All right, so we've got some choices for Pajonics. He can do paperwork, or what could Pajonics do instead?
Punch.
Punch. Those are some good options.
Sir, that's assault.
He can
Shoot again.
take the violent route or the lawyer.
Exactly. He could be one or the other. All right.
It's branching path time.
So if Pajonics decides to do some paperwork, what is the outcome here? What do we have going on with
Minus
PJ?
$1,000.
Who minuses $1,000? Pajonics or Airy?
Both.
Both of them. Everyone loses money.
I'm so sorry.
Ain't that the truth?
Let's give him some lines. So everyone loses money, yells Pajonics. Ain't that the truth, says Airy. All right, now Pajonics chooses to punch. What do we do?
They both cry.
Everybody cries. Wow.
It's like, you hit me. I'm sorry.
I am Story.
I'm still.
Hmm.
He punched him so hard he can't remember how to speak.
No, wait, no. No, go man.
Gomenasai.
Go Minnesota.
There we go. Hey, we got some backstory on Airy now. It's pretty great. All right, so let's design. You know, we need to hire an artist. Now, typically, I would go out into the world and find someone and pay them actual real money. But in this case, we're doing it on a budget. So let's design by committee Pajonics Slice. Let's start with, you know what, gender. Not all ninja lawyers have to be one thing or another. What's Pajonics' gender? Are we talking? Non-binary, you know, funny story. Airy is also non-binary. This is a very, very inclusive visual novel. All right, tell me about Pajonics' hair. What color is it?
Blue.
We got blue hair. Well, gotta have blue hair. So, how long is Pajonics' hair? To their feet. Oh, wow.
It follows them like a scarf.
Oh, okay. Oh, like a scarf. Well, never mind that.
Actually make
Oh no, I mean like
Like
that
a hair scarf.
Shinobi game on the Sega where like the scarf would like follow you.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's Pajonics' hair, at least for now. How many eyes does Pajonics have? That's a question I never ask.
No.
He's a member of the Eye of the Midnight Sun.
I hear 10. I hear 10, so we're doing it.
Oh my god.
2,
Hmm.
Apparently Pajonics is a spider.
7,
Too many for a spider.
9, 10.
All right.
Looks like a freaking,
Not a lot of room for any other facial features, so we're calling it there.
Happy looking eye pattern.
They're doing their best, okay? So let's give Pajonics a nice outfit. What does a lawyer wear? What's a nice lawyery outfit? Lawyer clothes.
Only his case he wears like a dark black suit.
Very, very black
Completely
suit.
black.
With a blue tie.
It's like
matching
combining
hair.
the ninja.
No.
A snap-on
This
tie.
Is the
Do
A
future
snap-on.
lawyers dress this way?
There we go. We're doing great. We're doing great. Okay, guys, what have we made? I'm not excited about this. I'm very concerned, in fact. But hey, it's a.
Oh, and he has swords for hands.
He looks like a creepy pasta.
Yeah, Pajonics is probably related to Slenderman at this point, so please don't sue us.
Slenderman's younger brother.
I was trying really hard not to get sued, and it didn't work. All right, let's add some more hair, because it's very long and billows like a scarf all around Pajonics here. We did it. Look at that. Look at that beautiful ninja lawyer.
Actually looks pretty good.
He looks like the one chick from JoJo's Bizarre
Is that a reference?
It's been a reference the whole time.
All right. And I don't know, I want to give Pajonics a bow tie. Pick a color.
Red.
I heard red and I heard green at the same time, so
Christmas colors.
it's a festive bow tie because
times.
even ninja like certain holidays, you know,
Yeah.
they gotta kick back once in a while.
The ninjas can be jolly.
So there we go. We've got PJ over here. Let's save that.
But actually looks pretty cool. I like the way it came out.
Well, it's
He didn't even do anything, just sat here.
yeah. I mean, it's not the worst character design we've come up with. That's for sure.
That kind of scares me.
He kind of reminds me of Cobra from G.I. Joe. I don't know why.
What?
But yeah, let's add Pajonics to our game now. What did I call it? PJS? I wasn't paying attention.
Yes.
Was it PS?
Yeah.
Thank you. See, and this is why I have other people help me make my games.
Just minimize the window and
The coding looks so complex.
Is it?
It looks like it. I see like
Uh,
other coders in the visual novels and it's just so much typing.
So if you actually do want to learn more about coding, since I breezed through it pretty quickly when we do this panel, there's another one on Sunday, Visual Novels for Beginners. But you're going to that one. And I hate to out you this early in the game, Tom, but anyone who uses RenPy, which is what we're doing right now, should go to the State of RenPy panel as well. PyTom over here is the one who made RenPy.
Oh.
Thank you for your service, sir. So he will be talking about some of the upcoming features in RenPy, all sorts of really cool, exciting new things. And if you swing by the visual novel reading room, of course, he'll be there in and out during the weekend, so you can ask any questions. Who's been to the room already? I've seen some of you before. Cool. All right, be sure to hit us up on the 4th floor of the hotel. Come by, read lots of visual novels, get free candy. We don't want to take it home with us. So take as much candy as you like. It would do us a huge favor. All right, let's add show jokes. Oh, hey, I did a horrible thing.
you save.
Oh dear.
I did save. I definitely saved. Did I do
don't think
something
you named
wrong?
correctly.
Is it PJS? I'll just check. Yep, it was PJS.
Whoever said PS, you're a fraud.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's black in the background. That's even better. All right. Spot the ninja. You can't. All right. Let's make a decision. Paperwork or punch?
Punch.
Wow, you guys. Bloodthirsty audience every time. Everyone cries. Ari is sorry. And Japanese. 申し訳ありませんよ.
What a shame.
So, on top of that, we've got a game, we've got some art, very good ninja art. In fact, you know, you can barely tell what's going on, which means that if we really want to like punch this up, though, I think I'm going to need to hire some voice actors. All right, I see 2 hands. Both of you come up for an audition. Over there, purple and orange, please.
Oh.
After you.
Which ones you said?
Purple and orange.
Dibs on Pajonics.
But that's the main character. That's not fair.
Too bad. That's what I always play.
Okay, I've called you into audition for Pajonics. Both of you will be reading for the character, and
Oh.
the audience will be deciding. That's just the casting life, baby.
Very well.
That's fair.
All right, so we have an audition line for you. Pajonics opens up with, I think, what is their catchphrase, I am from the future. So it's really super important that we take care of this. Actually, we'll start with Orange. What's your name?
Lewis.
Lewis. Very nice to meet you, Lewis.
Nice to
We're
meet
going to
you.
have you reading for Pajonics real quick. And their line, I am from the future. Now, because Pajonics is from the future, I think in the future they speak English a little differently. By then, as we all know, France will have taken over the entire world. So everyone will be speaking with a French accent. So that's incredibly important to me that we get this character
Donc
type
quoi?
in here. That Pajonics speaks with a French accent.
Hmm.
So whenever you're ready, if you just read for us, I am from the future.
No pressure.
I am from the future.
Okay, thank you very much for that read. Thank you for that read. Yeah, I could hear that, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Здравствуйте. Anyway, so that was a good opening gambit. I'm into that. But you know what? I think I'm really missing. Pajonics is heartbroken at the loss of their gopher. So not only do they have a French accent, they also need to be incredibly sad. So could I hear a sad French Pajonics?
I am from the future.
All right, appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, thank you much. And the purple mic, your name?
Jacob.
Jacob. Thank you for coming into audition for us, Jacob. So, funny story. We were planning on Pajonics having a French accent, but this guy who went before you, I'm not going to say who, tried it with a Russian accent, and we were really feeling it. So I'd like you to try reading Pajonics with a Russian accent, if you could do that for us.
All right. Could you give me the line again, please?
And their line is, "I am from the future."
I am from the future.
Okay, I like it, and I really like the energy in there too. Very, very exciting. But at this point in time, I feel like I'm not hearing Pajonics's the years of wisdom of being a lawyer. So something much more ponderous, if you could.
I am from the future.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Don't call us, we'll call you. All right,
I'll
now
never see you again. Have a good day.
to our excellent group of casting directors out in the audience now. We're going to use the time-tested applausometer. All right, starting with Orange. Yep. Aw. And Purple. All right. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate your chime. You may have a seat now.
Oh. Me?
But
Right.
over there.
Who?
No, you can stay here because you have to finish recording for Pajonics.
Ah, perfect.
Thank you.
Now, did you still want me to do the Russian?
No.
Oh, righty.
All right, so we are recording for Pajonics for real this time, but we've decided to go in a completely different direction with the character.
Okay.
So not only is Pajonics genderless, Pajonics is also ageless. So I'm going to need you to, over the course of the line, start from very young and get to very old.
Oh,
All right?
Yes.
If you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. All right, our opening line for Pajonics is, "I am from the future," and whenever you're ready.
I am from the future.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And let's see. And Pajonics' next line, which I will open up in a second.
Want to go
is,
Benjamin Button with this next
I
line?
am going to sue you back into the past.
Alrighty.
So go in the opposite direction, starting from old going to young. I am going to sue you back into the past.
I am going to sue you back into the past.
All right? Not bad, not bad. Let's push it even further. Let's end at like 1 year old.
Okay. I am going to sue you back into the past.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. All right. And we have 2 more lines. And you know what? These 2 lines feel really similar. They're like parallel stories, really. The first one, everyone loses money. And the second one, everyone cries. We're dropping some really, really hard truths here. So I'm going to need that to come across in the read as well.
Okay.
So for everyone loses money, I need you to be as distraught as possible. And then for everyone cries, I need you to be as happy as possible.
Okay.
So if you could do them together to really get that feel of having those parallel lines, I'd appreciate that. Everyone loses money, everyone cries.
Do you still want the ageless thing?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Okay. Everyone loses money.
And everyone cries as happy as possible.
Everyone cries.
All right. I didn't really hear the age in that, though.
It's difficult. I'll try though. Everyone cries.
Cool, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You can head out now, and I promise your check will be in the mail as soon as we make money off of this game.
I will not hold my breath.
I wouldn't recommend it. That's a good way to go real fast. All right, we have one more character to cast. We have Ari, the mortician chef. How many actors do we have in the audience? I see 1, and sure, come on up. All right, Ed, orange and purple, please.
Going into acting, I would, but I'm going into business.
Thankfully, my fiance wasn't
always
here to
actors,
force
so
my
there you
hand
go.
over, 'cause
I appreciate you, man.
Definitely, yeah. 'Cause you're the
Hi.
best.
Thank you for coming.
Hi again.
Thank you for coming. It's very nice to have you here. I appreciate you making time to come in for these auditions.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a very new avant-garde game that we're working on, but I think it's gonna be big. I think it's really gonna be big. So if you take this audition as seriously as possible, I would very much appreciate it. We have Ari, the mortician chef. There's some deep lore regarding Ari, and I'm going to explain none of it. But all that we do know is that Ari has at some point in time wronged this lawyer ninja and somehow hurt their gopher in some way. And that's actually really important because I want to be able to hear that. Now, I don't believe it was on purpose because Ari is a good person. So I want to hear all the hurt and sadness of making a big mistake in your life, if you can do that. All right, so we'll start with Orange. What's your name, sir?
I'm Orange. Oh, yes, okay.
Yes.
My name is Andreas.
Andreas, very nice to meet you. So, Ari's first line, "and I am from the past," is a response to Projonix's line, "I am from the future." So I'd very much like to hear that response, along with all the hurt and the sadness of making a really big mistake in their life.
Okay.
"And I am from the past."
And I am from the past.
All right, I'm feeling it. You know, I think because Ari feels so bad about hurting this gopher, perhaps Ari is also thinking about trying to be a gopher to make up for it. So if you could use a gopher voice, that would be awesome.
Okay.
And your line is, "and I am from the past."
Okay.
Gee, that sounds swell.
Oh, I am from the past.
Thank you very much. Appreciate. And Purple, what's your name?
I'm Caleb.
Caleb. Thank you very much for coming in for the audition, Caleb. I appreciate it. So the character of Ari, have you watched any of our other games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a whole
You're
lot of
familiar
it.
with
I'm
Ari?
super familiar.
You
I'm a huge
absolutely
fan.
know Ari? Okay,
I
that's
know
great.
Ari like the back
That's
of my
great. So
hand.
then I don't have to explain any
Not
of
at
them to
all.
you. That's perfect. All right. So in this scene, Ari is, of course, quite disappointed that they hurt a gopher, and that's important to them. Try to put Ari in the mindset of where they were when they accidentally hurt the gopher, which, of course, since you've played all of our games, you already know what happened in that scene. So just go for it. Remember, the line is, "and I am from the past."
And I am from the past.
Okay, that's not too bad, but it sounded really above water. And if you remember in the game, Ari was definitely underwater during the gopher incident.
Of course.
Yeah.
Darn it.
So if we could get another pass and remember that Ari was underwater during the gopher incident, would appreciate that.
I'm from the past.
Thank you very much. Don't call us, we'll call you. I need to go ask my casting directors what they think. All right, casting directors. Orange, applausometer. Thank you very much. And Purple. All right, ooh, it's tight, but I feel like Andreas edged out just a little bit.
Probably.
So, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate you making the time to be here. If you could just hang around real quick to record the rest of our lines for Ari, that'd be great. All right. So, for Ari, we have your first line is, "and I am from the past." And because Projonix has such, vigor to their voice, I need to hear that much vigor coming back as well. So for the "and I am from the past" line, just really mean it.
And I am from the past.
Okay, that's not bad. But Ari, I forgot to mention, is 4 years old. So if we could just grab one more pass, it'll be perfect.
And I'm from the past.
Cool, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, we've got more lines for Ari coming down the pipe. Ari's catchphrase is, "oh no." Now, this is exceptionally important because it is what Ari is known for. So, let's just give me like 10 different versions of "oh no," and then we'll take it to corporate, and they'll decide which one's their favorite. So if you could just say "oh no" in 10 different ways.
Oh no. 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 No. Oh no. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, that was 12. So we will not be paying you for those 2 extra oh no's, by the way, just in case you were wondering. But I appreciate you trying to go above and beyond. You don't have to. Try less is my advice. All right, another line for Ari.
Don't try at all.
Ain't that the truth? In response to everyone loses money. So this is also probably a nice stinger to the end of like a sitcom. It's real funny. There's going to be a laugh track afterwards where the audience thinks it's hilarious because, I mean, ain't that the truth? Everyone loses money. So make sure that you really sort of sell it as something that people can all laugh about because everyone loses money.
Does that include "Ain't that the truth"?
Ain't that the truth is your line.
Ain't that the truth?
It's a good laugh track. All right. And Ari also says, I am sorry. And so I want Ari to sound as actually sorry as possible, like this is the worst day of their life.
I am sorry.
That felt like a 6 sorry. We're talking like at least 9, if not 15. More sorry.
I'm sorry.
Cool. Very nice, very nice. All right. And we did have one more line, but we've decided to go in a different direction. So thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it. Your check will, you know what? Don't worry about it.
If it doesn't clear, I mean, it should eventually.
All right.
We decided to go in a different direction. AKA
Yeah.
of non-payment.
Big fan of non-payment. That's not actually true. Everyone, pay the people you work with. We're all just trying to make it work.
Especially you. Yeah.
We are all, I mean, I could take it or leave it, but
80% of the cut.
we are all just trying to make it work. All right, so now that we have our lines, we will put them in the code, typically. I will comment it out at this point in time because I haven't saved any of the files yet. But where they would go would be, hey, what if I did this? That's cool. That's what went wrong. Cool. And then you would put your sound file in here like PJ01, and that's how the game would play. And so imagine, or I could just tell the actors to yell out the lines as we play. But, oh, PJ's from the future. I ruined the code while doing this. That's what happened. Hey, did I ever mention that you should really play test your game, like a lot, all the time, while you're working on it? Because if I haven't mentioned that, that's the thing you should do. That's the secret sauce to any game, is playtest always. Pajonic says they're from the future. Aries from the past, however. Oh no, there's a gopher problem going on. Let's try paperwork. Everyone loses money. Ain't that the truth? Laugh track. I love you. All right, so that is our game, Pajonix the Ninja Lawyer, which I think, not trilogy, quadrilogy, is that the phrase? It's the 4th game in our saga. I think we are going to give Marvel a run for their money. I mean, you know, especially since they just wrapped up this latest wave. Yeah, excuse you, Marvel. We have Pajonix and Aerie in the same game. I don't know what you're thinking about. But thank you very much for making this visual novel with me. If you do want to know any of the stuff that we use, any of the software, all of it, which is free, you can swing by the visual novel reading room on the 4th floor. And we have nice little printed cards with names and URLs and everything, super convenient. Or come check out a game that I made that took longer than an hour. In fact, some of them took several years to complete. Wild. 27 minutes. Dude, I think we've set a record. I think we did. This is impressive. Everyone will be impressed. You can also check out our website, SakeVisual.com, where I will be uploading our finished game, so you can download it and brag to all your friends.
Can I add this to my visual reel?
I mean, I won't stop you, but it's not recommended. And if it shows up in my inbox, I'm not hiring you.
Your inbox.
My inbox, yes. I have an inbox where people sometimes send visual or voice demo reels. And sometimes I hire people off of them. Usually I don't, because it's got stuff like this in there. So I guess you could ask questions about voiceover too. But I was about to open up the floor for any questions about developing visual novels. So if anyone did have any questions, you're welcome to ask. I see almost a question here. Yes. Was that? Oh, it looked like you were. All right, cool. Excellent. All right, so any questions about the development process? Yes.
So I often see like in some visual novels is that a lot of like different types of transitions and like effects. Like
Yes.
how would you like add that?
How would you add effects? So RunPy is super neat because it actually has a lot of them built into the code already. So you can like fade and swipe and things like that, which I can show you right now, but it'll be really unimpressive because all I have is a picture of Pajonics. But let's say instead of Pajonics is showing up, we want him to fade in. So you would do that. Oh, nope. Then you would reload the project and then do that. Oh, see, like a ninja. Look at that. But if you didn't want Pajonics to fade in, you want him to move in or something from the side, then we would,
You need save slots for this.
there we go. See, so you can do that, and all that's built into the engine. Did you want to field this any more than that? Okay, cool. Yeah, most of them are built in. There are some options to like code your own in as well if you want to get real fancy, but most of the stuff you're going to want is already part of the engine in the default settings. Yes. So, were there any other questions? Yes.
I was actually planning on doing some voice lessons with either Chris Rager or Sunny Straight here. In the
Gotcha.
future.
Yes.
Which of those two would you suggest? Would you suggest
Do
both?
I suggest Chris Rager or Sunny Straight? So both of them will give you a different set of skills that are useful, but I would, maybe both, but I would actually recommend hitting up like Dallas Stage and stuff like that first to get acting under your belt and even doing a little bit of stage, just because their classes are tailored towards the technicalities of being in the booth. So where to stand to make sure you sound good on the mic, how to breathe correctly, a lot of the terminology in the voiceover field. And they don't spend as much time focusing on getting down and dirty and developing characters on the fly and the cold reading and the acting. So if you can bring that to the class ahead of time, then the skills that they impart on you will be way more useful right off the bat. But that being said, both of them are pretty good choices.
Right now, I have some experience under my belt, but nothing I would want to put in the portfolio.
Yeah.
Just yet.
So your acting, you should already be confident enough to try out for a local play and hopefully even get cast in it at some point in time. And when you feel that good about where your acting is, then jump into the voiceover classes because that'll give you all the tools you need specifically for the booth. Yep. Hope that helped.
Yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned you had a project that took 4 years, right?
Yes.
So what caused that to be 4 years long? Like, why did you have like setbacks? And
Well, there were setbacks, but also the game is 30 hours long and I'm the only writer.
what kind of setbacks did you have?
A lot of stuff. So actually, it's everyone involved in it's worked real hard. There's actually only one artist as well. So 80 CGs, she did all of them. 16 characters, she did all their sprites and their alternate outfits. Like, she's a beast. It's incredible. So that's one of the things that happened is that anytime literally one of us had anything in life go on, the whole thing would be put on pause because the team was like 3 people tops. So, she had some stuff at school that got weird. I had a family member in a crisis and I had to leave for a bit. So yeah, over the course of 4 years with a team that small, it's tough. And part of having a bigger team, one of the nice things about that is that there are people to sort of cover for you while you're out or help you through things when you've got that family emergency you've got to worry about or a school thing that you have to take care of. On the bright side, having a small team meant that everything was consistent, we were really close, and we could communicate well with each other. So there are the ups and downs, but that's why it took 4 years. I wouldn't super recommend it, but I'm not mad that I did it.
Well, if it's any consolation,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Were there any other questions? Yes. The game is called Backstage Pass. You can get it on Steam. It is an Ultima game. Yes, thank you very much. And for me, one of the nicest things about it is that we wound up actually asking a couple studios in Japan if they were interested in animating a sequence for us. And Studio Dean actually did agree to do it. They're the ones who animated Hakuoki. They've done Italia. And when they agreed to do it, they actually asked us to send a copy of the game first because they wanted to make sure they liked it before they did anything on it. So it was really nice to have some people look at it and be like, oh yeah, this is nice, we're going to do it. It was a lot of hoops to jump through, and my Japanese is not very good, but it worked. Thank you for asking. Other questions? Other questions about the development process or voice acting, I guess? Yes.
How did you start off with the conception of that idea?
For Backstage Pass, it's actually a journal because, as you may have guessed, I also work in voice acting in the industry. So I know a lot of actors, and I was like, you know what? I should write a dating sim. But with these people, they'll never know. They'll never know. One of them even plays himself and doesn't know. Don't tell. Don't tell. But I was literally thinking about him the whole time, and it was weird when we were recording. He was like, man, I get this guy. Like, he and I understand him. I get this guy. Wow. And just, I've never told him, so it's not important. It's not important. In fact, at this point, because we recorded a couple years ago, he might not even remember doing it. So I don't think you could even bring it up at this point. But yeah, you know, they say write what you know, which is a little bit of a limiting statement because obviously, I mean, you only know a little bit. And if you say write what you know, I never get to write about living in outer space, at least not right now. I never get to write about what it's like to be an elf or a vampire. Wink. And so, you know, there's that sort of limiting thing. But I think instead of write what you know, it's, you know, take inspiration from the people who are in your life and the people who are around you because they'll give you the realest stories and the most interesting in-depth characters instead of having to try to make everything up from scratch. And so because of that, you know, I looked at the people around me and actors are a wild bunch. And that's kind of how I figured, you know what, it would be fun to just do some stories and piece some of these things together. So that's where I got the idea. This isn't like being saved on Twitch forever, right? Neat. Okay, everything that I just said was a lie. I was kidding. Ha ha! JK. All right, were there any other questions? I mean, questions for the first time, because this is where the panel is beginning. Yes.
How did your artist not die making all those?
How did she not die? I genuinely don't know. She is incredible and deserves so much love for it. She did all the backgrounds as well. Like literally all the art in the game is her. I don't know. She did space it out. You know, it wasn't like trying to get all of it done. Again, we had 4 years. So even though she worked really hard, it wasn't the sort of thing that a lot of people have where they try to finish everything immediately all at once and then get burnt out and just give up because the project's too big. So, you know, there was a lot of time to get it done, and she worked really consistently instead of trying to, like, push it. So there's that. No. We don't do crunch at all. And we wanted to because, you know, this game has been in production for 4 years. After the first year, people started asking, where is it? And every AnimeFest, some of you might remember, I went, next year, I promise. And then it didn't happen. So I've actually stopped promising next year. I just go, when it's done, I promise. Because we don't want to crunch. We wanted everything to be kind of the way we want it to look instead of rushing through it. And we wanted to still be happy with it when it was over. The biggest downside of crunch is that when you're finished with a project, you don't want to look at it anymore. You don't enjoy it. It doesn't give you the love or excitement that you had going into it. And we wanted to make sure that we could all still be enthusiastic about it. So we don't really make games with crunch. We release very few because of it, but I'm proud of all the ones that we have. Mm-hmm.
It really annoys me.
You know, I respect him.
People are afraid he'll die before.
I'm like, is this gonna really be finished? I really hope it's gonna be finished.
This will be like months at a time between.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hope he has a notebook somewhere where he's written down the ending.
We'll never see his amazing art, but we'll at least know the story.
Yeah, exactly. And question.
So like backstage pass is like it's fully voiced. Like,
Yes.
How did you decide like the casting process, and also did you direct the actors? When you
Did.
cast them?
So my side job is as a director, which is how I know all these actors. And so the casting process has been different for a lot of games. The GC series, we actually have held a lot of online auditions. We've encouraged people to just record from home, send it in. We've started doing it less and less, largely because everyone's mic quality and sound booth quality has become so inconsistent that players have noticed that there's a difference between things. And so since a lot of remote people can't fly into Dallas and record out of our booth, it's been like, okay, you gotta be local, which is to an extent frustrating because there are talented people everywhere. But when the system makes it so that it's distracting to the player, we really have to put that at the forefront of our choices. So Backstage Pass was one of those where we did have a couple out-of-towners, but wound up casting in town as much as possible. And we're pretty lucky because Dallas is a hopping place. And there are a lot of actors here and a lot of voice actors especially. And so reached out to them. A lot of them I worked with before in the past already because, again, direct things. And so they were all pretty happy to jump in and do something that was different because this game actually allowed them to develop their own character, come up with the voice they wanted, pick their own reads, which is something a lot of local actors don't get to do if they're working in dubs. So the process was a long one also because there are a lot of words in the game, and we wound up doing it in usually 2 to 3 hour chunks with each of the actors one at a time. One day I would like to do it where I can get all the actors in the booth together so they can bounce off of each other, but this time around we just did one actor at a time. Thank you for that question. Yes?
Just following up, when you're doing 2 and 3 hour chunks, for one of the protagonists, how many chunks would it take before you were finished with the game as a whole?
For this one, each of the main suitors who the character can pursue took about a week, give take, to finish. So yeah, that's what, five chunks, give take, yeah.
15 hours.
Yeah. So, and that's largely because all of them are really good at what they do, so they can get through it quickly. Some actors do take a lot longer than that, but all of them, well, especially that one, who I won't name since I'm being filmed, he clicked with his character right away. That was really easy. Were there any other questions? Cool. Yes?
Do you have any tips for, I guess, someone who wants to get into writing for these kinds of things?
Ooh, someone who wants to get into writing. Well, one of the things about visual novels especially is that there are often multiple endings. And so I would say take a story that you already have, pick an important point where a character made a decision, and then ask yourself what would happen if they made a different decision, and then write that out. So that's just practicing branching. Practice this with something that you already have. You know how you wanted it to end, but what if it was different? And then think about a story and how it gets there and the choices the character has to make in order to get there, and then sort of mark out the most important ones. And that way you can sort of decide where the change points are, where the menus pop up, the choices in the game and stuff like that. Some people I know like to be very physical about it. They'll write the plot points on sticky notes and move around a board with the red string and stuff. Starts making it look a little bit weird, but it helps them organize all of their thoughts. Other people like to use a scrivener. I don't know if any writers in the room, but that's super useful for organizing all of your stuff because it puts it into different subfiles and you can move your folders around and your ideas and things like that. But essentially just practice doing the what if, what would change, what happened if your character makes a different decision or a different choice, and just follow it to its logical conclusion. Yes?
My question's a two-parter. It's about artists.
2 parts. 2 is a big number. I don't know if I can count that high.
Well, maybe you can count how many lines your characters have.
I got a computer to do that for me, but sure, shoot.
Okay, so first question is, how did you go about finding your artists for your novels?
How to find artists? So I find most of my artists actually on an online community called Lemasoft, which is a lot of people who are interested in visual novels go there to talk about development, and a lot of people who are interested in working on visual novels go there to show off their skills, be like, I can write, I can code, I can do the music, and then that's sort of how we find each other. It's a bit of a job board, mostly a community, and then we get to show off all of our work when it's done. I can give you the URL if you swing by the room.
Alright.
Let's see. And part 2, I can't count that
I've heard,
high.
Like, some of my friends that have worked on like visual novels as
Mhm.
actors or writers, like when the artist quits
Mhm.
or drops, like it just cancels the project. Is it possible to salvage like a project where the artist leaves? Because obviously there's gonna be like
When the artist quits, that depends a lot on how well you planned ahead. Specifically, if you have a contract with the artist and permission to use their work even if they quit. And if not, do you have permission to use their designs even if they quit? Because if they've done a ton already, it's not that hard to find people good enough that they can style match enough that they can do it. Most professional games have tons of artists working on them. You know, most of the games you're going to look at have 50 to 100 people who touched it, and you're not going to know because they're all good enough to match style. And so you can still find someone to cover for them, but that's only if you have permission from the original artist to make sure you can still use their stuff. Otherwise, you're a little bit up a creek. Which is actually something that happened to me once, which is why I'm telling you now. Make sure up front you talk about what your plans are for the game, what compensation is going to be, and what you're going to do if anyone decides to drop out of the project. Because that can happen with anyone. Writers can disappear and have all the time. In fact, back when I started, I picked up for a lot of writers. So I would get 2/3 of a story. The person in charge would tell me how they wanted it to end, and I would just write all the endings. And so it would go out there, and the credits would have all of us on it. The same thing can happen with anybody else in the process at any point in time. And it's really important to have everyone agree up front what your contributions are going to be to this. Yes?
Okay, so I'm assuming you have a lot of experience in this. So
Give,
do
take.
you have any like development horror stories from your time doing this on that?
Development horror stories. Okay, so this convention, actually, I've just brought out a preview game called Confectionarius, which is a baking game where you play as a magical creature. There are elves and fairies and stuff in it, and you get to make magic cupcakes. It's great. When I started out, I used someone else's code for the baking system. It was free code. They said you could use it. I was like, it's easy. I'll just throw it in there. Halfway through building it, I realized this isn't really what I wanted, so I deleted it all and started over from scratch. Halfway through then, I realized that what I wanted actually was their code. I just didn't modify it in the correct way the first time around, but I deleted all of it. So it wasn't with me anymore, and I've had to remake the system 3 times now. It's been great. Never delete your code. That's a dumb choice. Just put it somewhere. Just put it away. Yeah, but don't delete your code. It's not a smart thing to do, and I wish I could claim that it happened 10 years ago when I was young and stupid. But it didn't. I was only one of those things, and it wasn't young. But yeah, so that's one of them. And then back in the day, the first few, I really did try to get out in deadline, and so I crunched and worked hard and got super sick, and then actually got so sick I couldn't attend the con where I was trying to sell the game anyway. So crunching to finish it in time was pointless. Good stories, good stories. I'm really happy to.
It goes to show that like you're always learning.
Yeah, sorry to bring the room down, but good stories all around. Question?
What about a nightmare story involving voice acting into it?
A nightmare story involving voice acting? Oh no, I can't do that.
No names.
No, oh no, you guys are smart. Here's the thing. You're smart. You can guess. And I don't want there to be any guessing. So let's just go with my first gig ever. I lost my voice the night before, and it was very terrifying. Because not only was it my first gig, it was the one where my parents were like, you gotta come home. This voice acting thing's not working out. And I said, listen, I have a job. They called me in for this character. If I could just finish and wrap this one show, once I wrap, I promise I'll come home. But until then, just let me get through it. But if I had lost my voice, they would have recast me. So it was ride or die. I did get it back in time. I can actually tell you the character, very, very minor role, only has 3 lines every 10 episodes. Her name is Lockie, and she's in a show called Fairy Tale. So, I was in Fairy Tale from the beginning. It is still going, and that is the true story of how I tricked my parents into letting me stay here.
Oh, but Fairy Tale's coming to a close.
It is coming to a close, so if I move home in a couple months, you'll know why. Yes?
Oh man. Okay, now have you seen the anime, the Pekko Sakurosu?
Pecker of Sakura Soul? I have not.
No, because there's a character that has such a similar story. With like the whole your parents went back. So voice acting career. I was just gonna ask you.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yes, all right, I think we're getting the 5-minute sign, so we have enough time for like one more question, give, take, unless it's a bad one and I skip it. But were there any other questions about development or voiceover stuff? Excellent, that makes it easy. So I'll do my end of panel patter again. Come to the visual novel reading room on the 4th floor of this very building. We are open until 8 today and the rest of the weekend. And then on Sunday, we have another neat panel, the visual novel dev Q&A. A bunch of other folks who I've invited to come out here can answer all the questions you have and more. It's going to be such a good time. And thank you so much for making it all the way up here to this panel. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you around the con.